Hey everybody, it's me, Justin, aka Not Logan. I wanted to talk about one of my personal passions, and that's role-playing games. I know I've talked about these in the past a couple times, but I'm gonna keep cramming them down your throats until you actually play them. So, right now I wanna talk to you about some of the best games that came out this year and some really great things to look forward to. So the first one on the list is Blades in the Dark. So Blades in the Dark takes place in turn of the century Victorian steampunk meets dark magic kind of place. So you're constantly stuck in this city, but what you play is a crew full of nefarious gangsters of all different archetypes and stuff, and you're trying to run all these jobs. Every single job is really dangerous and things always go wrong, so it's all about being able to think on your feet and work together with the rest of your crew while still doing really evil kind of murder hobo-y things. So if you're looking for something that's really quick and easy to kind of just get either like a one session out with, or like maybe get some people involved in role-playing for the first time, this is a really great way to go. Story behind all this and stuff too is a really fun read. If you're a fan of the series or looking for something a little bit more in depth, this guy, which is the first of couple of the things that came out from Motifus Entertainment this year, Star Trek Adventures. So this one literally takes place in the Star Trek universe. It's got all kinds of different era options and stuff like that, so you can play in any of the series that you choose. This is the bigger version that they came with. They have two different books. So this one comes with a map of space and these really nice officer color tassels. How cool are those? So you literally get to build your own crewmate. You get to figure out your character's backstory and stuff like that. And this is a 2d20 system, so it's kind of a unique entity, but this is really great if you're a fan of the series, and they're gonna be releasing a lot of other supplements for it that, you know, they'll have like a TNG supplement, a TOS supplement, an Enterprise supplement, and the other ones that aren't as good. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this one, only because I've already done a video on this earlier in the year. So Tales from the Loop, the 1980s Stranger Things-esque role-playing game that takes place in either Sweden or in Nevada. I always want to say Colorado, but it's Nevada. It can take place in Colorado. You're the DM, whatever. But you play as a kid in the 1980s with a bunch of crazy science fiction stuff going on. I have been playing this for most of the year, and I have been enjoying all of it. This is the other one from Motifus Entertainment, so this is kind of, they've been really killing it this year for role-playing games. So, but as of filming this today, they actually just released a supplement for Tales from the Loop called Our Friends the Machine, which is like their first campaign setting and stuff. So if you're not as creative as you're feeling, they can give you a bunch of pre-written stories and stuff, including stories that are based off of song lyrics and everything like that from the 1980s. Really cool. I just looked at it this morning. A lot of fun. This guy is Time Watch. Time Watch is a really unique one that almost flew under my radar this year. You play as a member of Time Watch, which is like the Time Bureau, and their job is to fix up anomalies that are happening through time and space in alternate universes where weird dinosaur people are trying to take over. So you get to assemble your crew and go and travel throughout history and right wrongs and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. The neat thing about this one is that you can make your character from any point in time. So your team might be one of the psychic dinosaurs with a Neanderthal and a Victorian era doctor. That might be your team. Super duper fun, really ridiculous. This is like Legends of Tomorrow meets Bill and Ted. So really, really awesome on that one. So the next one I want to talk about, I don't have the book for it, unfortunately, is 7th Sea, the second edition. So 7th Sea has been out before. It's a pirate game that takes place in a like high magic world that's reflective of ours during the Spanish Inquisition era, basically. So instead of having normal country names like Germany or Russia or whatever, they have all kinds of different names and storylines and stuff like that, but you get to play as a pirate and go on a crew and have all these cool adventures. The dice system in this is very open and it's a super collaborative storytelling system. The DM in this one is merely just a facilitator. It's really all about having everybody involved. So if you're looking for something that's got super levels of collaboration to it, the 7th Sea second edition is fantastic for it. I think pirates have been out of the picture long enough that it's okay to be pirates again without having to feel, you know, that Jack Sparrow bullshit all the time. So those are pretty much the big ones that I wanted to mention that are some really unique, you know, outside of the Dungeons and Dragons aspect of things. But I have a couple honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about. And speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, if you are playing 5th edition, Xanathar's Guide to Everything is fantastic. This is the book for every time that your role player is like, well, what's that NPC's name that we're talking to right now? Or what's the name of the tavern that we just walked into? Any of those kind of questions and stuff like that that you're like, his name is Jim. Jameson. Like, instead you can actually, you know, there's all kinds of tables for different races and names and things like that. It's got traps, it's got alternate races options, it's got alternate class options, it's got all kinds of extra information on magic items and things like that. This is really a handy guide for a DM. If you're a player, you don't really need this, but if you're a DM, this is really, really excellent to have around. And the last one that I wanted to talk about is for those of you that were, misunderstood in the 90s and had a dark personality that could only be expressed through D10 systems.
The world of darkness is returning for you.
That's right. You can be a Bruja or a Zamisi or whatever the other character. It's been a long time since I played them. But if you were a really big fan of Vampire the Masquerade back in the 90s when it came out and then White Wolf died, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Vampire the Masquerade is coming back with 5th edition. Right now they have it as an open alpha that you can totally try. It was supposed to come out by the end of this year, but you know how that never happens. But they do have it available in like a pre-alpha setting that you can download and try some of the stuff going on. So if you feel like returning back to the world of darkness, yeah, it's right here for you. These are some things if you're ever thinking maybe I want to step away from the computer for a little bit and get some friends together and enjoy ourselves. I recommend trying out one of these games. We're gonna have links to all of the games down in the description here so you can check them out for yourself. So if you guys have any questions about these games or want more information and you're just like, well, I don't want to read this on my own, you can totally ask us on the forum and maybe I'll catch your question and be able to answer it for you. I do love talking about this stuff, so I will happily talk ad nauseum about it. Otherwise, be sure to check out our store. We got lots of cool new t-shirts. We got the shirt of the month coming out. We got hardware. We've got senpais. We've got all kinds of cool stuff for you guys that aren't role-playing books currently. We'll get there. All right. See you next time.